welcome to the Walk Ons, vlog number 2. With me again today is Swaggy Lee. You guys know him, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
And Bomani Jones' brother, Jomani Jones.
And this is my co-host, the AKA Sports Wizard, AKA Mr. Know-It-All, AKA Mr. Bet Your House. Let's start.
I'm gonna get right to the questions, but first of all, let me say thank you so much for the likes and for the views that we've gotten. It's great gratitude. Thank you so much. Is Dwayne Wade going to the bench a good thing for the Cavs?
Okay, so I'm gonna start this one first off. This is Dwayne Wade. This is Mr. Flash. This is like a 2-time NBA champion. But what seems to get left off is that he's not the Dwayne Wade he was in Miami. So coming into Cleveland, he was expected to start. The coach asked him to start, but now he's actually asked to come off the bench, which I think is the best thing for Cleveland because J.R. Smith actually stretches out the floor, can hit that three-point shot, and is a proven defender nowadays.
Mr. Jones?
Well, I feel like he stole my thunder, but I do agree. It's better off him coming off the bench. D. Wade, 3-time champion, not 2 times.
Yeah.
With him coming off the bench, right, he spreads the floor. Actually, J.R. Smith spreads the floor, like spacing. That's the word, spacing. He can come off the bench, put in a good 20-25 minutes, be the go-to man with Jeff Green. So, yeah, it's...
Let me just say it like this. Dwayne Wade, you can't go wrong. Dwayne Wade, let me just tell you his numbers. 16.5 points throughout the regular season, 22.5 points in the playoffs. This guy they're lucky to have him. This guy's a superstar. This guy is Dwayne Wade, man. We're talking about Dwayne Wade. This guy has won 3 championships. He's won 1 championship by himself. So having him come off with Shaquille O'Neal in the end of his prime.
And Gary Payton.
And Gary Payton, glove, whatever. Let me just say one thing. Dwayne Wade coming off the bench, playing in the starting lineup. Dwayne Wade just playing in the playoffs. They have him, and with him they can now contend. And that is the biggest thing about Dwayne Wade. He's a great, and I'm just gonna, hands down Dwayne Wade. Let's go. Next question. Who should get Eric Bledsoe? Eric Bledsoe, we've heard the controversy, all this Twitter talk. Yeah. Where's Eric Bledsoe going? And maybe he stays with Phoenix.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take this first. This is a no-brainer.
No-brainer.
The New York Knicks.
Well,
the New York Knicks have sucked for too long, right? They need a player. Now, I'll tell you the exact trade they should make. They should trade Ron Baker, Enes Kanter, and flip Phoenix for the 6th pick with the Knicks' 60th pick for Eric Bledsoe. What happened? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I think the Suns have about 4 or 5 picks this next draft, so they're willing to give up a pick. They have 2 in the first round, I think the 13th and the 16th. I don't think they're going to want to let go of that one. So that's what I think works. Now, I mean, the Suns could want something extra. They can throw in a Kuzma or Michael Beasley and still tank and then get picks. Because what the Knicks need going forward is picks.
okay,
Next.
so on this one, I mean, this was the talk of the town. This is a news story. This is dude going on his Twitter and saying, I need to get out. I don't want to be here. The funny thing about it, I saw it before I noticed that Phoenix Suns coach got fired. So I thought that was the reason they got fired, but obviously not. So the best place I think that for Bledsoe would be, as you said, the Knicks.
Yeah.
The Knicks have sucked for far too long. The Knicks have 2 point guards who should probably be out of the league right now. And I think it's an easy trade bait. It's probably that the Suns are asking for a bit more than they want to give up. But for us, it's Frank Nicotino. He's a good rookie. All the best for him, but he needs to go. If the Knicks really want to win, you send Nicotino and you send O'Quinn to Phoenix, or you send Hernan Gomez to Phoenix. But I'd rather keep Hernan Gomez on the lineup. Bledsoe and Porzingis on a pick and roll. It looks good, man.
Let me just say it like this. First of all, this is how you know the show is live. Because I have the same shit written down on my paper as these guys just said. And we didn't collude before or anything like that. But let me just say it like this. This man played for Kentucky. And the other thing is, for Mr. Watson that got fired in Phoenix, this UCLA guy, he's a good coach. It didn't work out for him in Phoenix. I mean, these kids are young, man. Yeah. And he's a young head coach. I hope he gets another opportunity somewhere. And I would take him instead of Jeff Hornacek right about now. But that's just one thing. But as far as Eric Bledsoe goes, this Kentucky kid, he's a stud, man. He's a top 50 NBA player, and I don't think any of us would deny that. Having him go anywhere, I mean, the Knicks, it would be a luxury. Give him a full deal. sign him for the next 10 years, give him half the franchise or whatever. I'm telling you, this guy is the truth. Get him here, and any team that would have him would be just a luxury for them.
But one thing I feel like we gotta say, it's still the Knicks.
Yeah.
Like Melo left, Phil Jackson left, but it's still Nolan.
Yeah.
So the real thing is that the Knicks won't get him. We know this.
We know
this.
Yeah,
So the next teams that can possibly get him, the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Denver Nuggets. Cleveland Cavaliers,
That's
they
true.
have the picks. They have point guard issues right now. Isaiah Thomas is out. Derrick Rose is out. LeBron is doing his pseudo point guard, but his position is small forward. He's gonna play there. So I think actually trading their pick that they got from the Kyrie trade would be huge for them to get a point guard they could take off.
Can they afford him though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And then for Denver
Luxury
now,
tax.
I think Denver has a few trade pieces they could give up in Kenneth Faried, as well as their point guard Emmanuel Mudiay. So it'd be good to see actually.
I don't know about for you. Our next question, and it's also a West question. So now, are the Timberwolves a real threat in the West?
I think that's it.
Okay, so I think I'll go with this one. If you guys saw the blog before, you'd know that OKC is one of my favorite teams in the West, and they're actually the ones who I see meeting with the Warriors in the finals. But the Timberwolves, are they a legit team? Short answer, no. I've seen it. Jimmy Butler, first 5 games, he's played 3 games. He hasn't averaged over 40% from the field. He hasn't scored over 20 points yet. You have a young nucleus, Karl Anthony Towns, stud. Wiggins, not so much a stud, but he has promise. Jeff Teague, he's a point guard that can keep you in the game, but he's not a point guard that wins the game for you. So right now, I don't think the Timberwolves have what it takes, but 2-3 years, they could be a contestant.
Okay, so what I have down here is they're good, but not real. Basically, what I think about the Timberwolves is, first of all, right, Karl Anthony Towns, right, we know he's a stud, right, but this is second year. His third year, he is going to be a stud. Like, when it comes to the NBA, right, I have this philosophy that players show who they really are in their third year. So, given the third year, they're going to grow exponentially. They need a real point guard, so they might need to make some trades or something, or a good draft pick, but preferably a trade. I mean, they could go for Bledsoe, but I don't think they have the assets for that. So with that, with Wiggins, Jimmy Butler, I feel like next year, right, they'll be a top 2, top 3 team in the West. but this year, they're probably going to be a 4-5 team.
So let me just make it clear that having them as a number 4 seed in the West, which they're likely going to end up, if you were to ask any expert or any one of us, pretty much agree, they'll be the best 4 seed we have seen in a very long time in the West. Karl Anthony Towns, a top pick. Andrew Wiggins, a top pick. Jimmy Butler, I mean, he was a whole franchise for a very long time.
Agreed.
Jeff Teague, he's a great point guard. He can distribute the ball. He doesn't need to be one of the very best point guards in the league. He needs to distribute. He needs to get his 14 points and his 12 assists per game, and these guys are going to be just fine as a 4 seed. Can they advance further than that? Yeah, they might be the biggest threat to the Warriors moving forward. OKC, they're an aging team. You don't know if they're going to be able to get the pieces around Westbrook, George, and Carmelo Anthony in order to put it together. These guys, they're pretty scary if you ask me. Let's go to the next question, and this is I think our favorite question, and it's a joke more than a question. Is how many Knicks wins are going to happen this year? So what's the Knicks win total this year, essentially?
So I'll take that one on first. And
they're 0-3. Excuse me, they're 0-3. Yeah. So
the Knicks slander continues, right?
Yeah.
Because, to be honest with you guys, I think the Knicks are in for a doozy of a season. I think they'll actually have the worst record that they've had in their whole history. I think they're tailing towards about 10 wins, and that's just keeping it honest. We haven't seen this great defense that would appear once Carmelo Anthony left. We have seen the emergence of Porzingis, and he's been playing well, but you score points and you lose games. So it's just normal Knicks. It's the same Knicks. Yeah. So, all
right, I'll give you 3 extra wins, 13 wins, and the only reason why I'm giving them 13 wins is they're probably going to win 2-3 games in a row, maybe once or twice this season. But I see them starting 0-6, maybe 1-10. I mean, they have Porzingis, yeah, that's good, but I mean, Harnessek, we know him. I mean, he's good offensively, but he's never been known as a defensive guy. The Knicks suck defensively, so I mean, 13 wins. I mean, that's the best I believe they could do. Yeah.
All right, so this is a pretty easy one for me as well now.
Unless they trade for obviously.
Let me just ask you guys a question. Do you guys know who the 10th biggest, best scorer in the league is right now?
No.
The
What?
10.
Yeah, let me just answer. That's Kristaps Porzingis, averaging 25 points a game. That's the third best scoring average in the East. These guys are locked 8th seed in the East. Give them 37 wins, and these guys are gonna listen to what I'm gonna say. They're gonna be a threat, and I'm telling you, they're gonna be a scary team in the playoffs as an 8th seed. You heard it here first. You heard it here first.
Just to let everyone know, their record currently, including the preseason, is about 0-10. So this team that's miraculously going to turn around and turn into a showstopper.
I'm glad I'm doing this vlog because you heard it here first. Let me tell you. Okay, let me continue. And we're going to move on to the soccer category, and we're going to quickly answer this question: is Manchester City a team that could be beaten in the Premier League this year?
I think I'm going to start this one off again, and I'm going to have to say no for this one. I feel there's a few competitors in the English Premier League. Yes, Manchester City is heading above most people right now in terms of the fact that they're 5 points ahead of the whole league with just nine games played, though, maybe. But I think we have different teams like Tottenham, Arsenal. You know, I got to go with Arsenal. I'm a Gunners fan every day, all day. And so these teams, I think, as the season progresses, we'll see that Manchester City has cup ties, Champions Leagues, and we'll see how they do with that. And they haven't really played anyone so far. They only played one good game against Chelsea, which was 1-0. So I need to see more before I give them that.
De Bruyne, Silva squared, that's 2 Silvas. Aguero, Sane, Sterling, Walker. They have Yaya Toure coming off the bench. There's nothing else to say. These guys are locked for the Champions League. I hope my Chelsea can contend. Get a draw. Don't lose 1-0. But let me tell you, Man City is locked in to win the Premier League. I hate to agree with you, Swaggy Lee, but it's going to have to happen. I think that Man City's going to do it.
Let's see.
Okay, and for me, I'd always pick against, one team winning it all. I'll pick the field.
And now it's what you all been waiting for. We're going to pick the 5 picks for this week's NFL games.
Okay. So this NFL week is kind of a difficult one, to say the least. I don't know. This whole season's weird. If you stay above 500, let me tell you, you're going to win some money this year. So I'm going to start it off with saying Oakland plus 2.5 against Buffalo. Oakland, Derek Carr, maybe they're streaky. Maybe Buffalo lays one down. I know they're good against the spread, but take Oakland. You're getting some points there, 2.5 points. Hopefully they win. Now you take Pittsburgh at night against Detroit. Take the 3 points. Pittsburgh is a good team. I think they're going to be the number 1 team in the AFC. I think they're even better than the Patriots this year. So I see them squeezing out a win. I know Detroit is tough at home. I'm going to say 7 points. Detroit loses 20-27, 34-27, high-scoring game there. Cowboys, I take the Cowboys. Run with the Cowboys. Cowboys are not getting enough credit. Zeke Elliott, this guy's a monster, putting up 3 touchdowns last week. Cowboys, only a 2.5 point favorite against the Redskins. Redskins can't move the ball. Their offense is stagnant. Their defense sucks. Zeke Elliott, that's all you have to say. Falcons -5 against the Jets. I don't want to talk about the Jets because you heard about it. You heard everything you need to say about the Jets last week. Jake McCown, and they lost to Miami, being up by 14 in the 4th quarter. Atlanta -5, run with it. They're gonna blow them out. Atlanta, this is my pick of the week. 35 to 14, if that. And then my pick of the week is Houston moneyline versus Seattle. Take the 2. You're getting 2.5 to 1, 210 to 1. Take Houston, the new quarterback, Deshaun Watson, Clemson star, great kid, DeAndre Hopkins, Lamar Miller. We have this Fuller kid from Notre Dame. These guys can play, and their defense without J.J. Watt could put it together. Seattle can't move the ball. This is my upset pick. Take it, run with it, and thank you so much. If you like our vlog, click the thumbs up button. Like it. Leave a comment below. And these guys are great. Thank you so much for listening. Till next time.
All right. Thanks.